26.3 points per game, 7.5 assists. He's 9th in scoring, 9th in assists. Halliburton, he's just looked much healthier and playing more free. Shot clock winding down. Turnover. Brunson ahead for Hart. Attack mode for Hart all the way. He missed it. Achua denied by Bryant. Bridges clears it. Towns for Achua. Shot clock is down to 5. A minute gone by here in the first. Hart. Shot clock winding down, and Hart cans a triple. Knicks got off to a terrible start against the Celtics. Indiana has really struggled in the first quarter. Last 4 games. Siakam can't finish. Talked to Rick Carlisle about it. He said they've been outscored 36-21 in first quarters in the last 4 games. That's average. Nembhard pull up pop. In and out. Rebound. Bryant. He cleans it up.
And right away, I like the activity from Bryant. Great block on the defensive end. Running the court there. Offensive rebound. And it's interesting, you talk about that start. Well, those 4 games, they're on the road.
Yep.
They're out west, and certainly they want to have the better start here at home. Right away, looks like Nesmith called for a defensive foul.
Rick Carlisle, 8th year as the head coach of the Pacers. We asked him what's been the key to the turnaround. He said, look, we've gotten healthier. That's been the big key. Tyrese Halliburton has been the big difference maker. And the glue guys, getting Nembhard and Nesmith and Shepard back.
Well, they really sum up that term, the sum of the parts greater than the whole. They rely on the full roster here to be productive. And as you said, health so important.
Brunson, short. Rebound, Achua. Siakam got a piece of it. Didn't corral it. Reload here for the Knicks. Brunson defended by Nembhard. Excellent defender. Turnaround. Short just grazes the rim.
Good defense, as you said. Nembhard, he takes that challenge on the perimeter.
Nembhard. Fake. Give it up. Threading the needle. They work it around the perimeter. Halliburton makes his move around Brunson. Kick. Siakam. Extra. Nembhard. Can't hit the 3, and the rebound taken by Towns.
Although they didn't score, that's how Indiana wants to play, with pace.
Oh, I see. I didn't get it. Now I do. Towns off the heel. Rebound. Halliburton guides it. It's 5-2 Knicks. New York starts 2 of 7 from the field. Feed the post. Siakam one-on-one with Bridges. Siakam back in. Help defender. And Towns forced him to get rid of it. Nembhard can't hit. Indiana 1 of 5 from the field. This is a Knicks squad that's 5th in the NBA in scoring, 117.7 per game. Towns takes it all the way. He's coming off a 9.9 rebound performance in the loss to Boston. Shot just 3 of 8. Spin, deuce. String music from Halliburton.
And Halliburton, you know, Indiana's at their best when he's aggressive, looking to score.
Like that from Hart.
And Hart at times can be a one-man fast break. Great size and strength on the break.
Halliburton misses from long range. Rebound controlled by New York. 9-4 Knicks. Bridges tried to take it on the baseline, one-on-one with Halliburton. Into the paint, in and out. Indiana pushing the pace, 14-7 at home this season. And a foul called as Nembhard worked his way towards the rim. Brunson there defensively. And Tom Thibodeau, 13th year as a head coach, 5th season with the New York Knicks. We asked him about the All-Star break coming up and what he's looking for from his team. He says, don't go on the break before the break. And that's a perfect way to put it. You still got these games matter. They go into your win-loss column. Nobody says, well, it was before the All-Star break. Give them a pass. The Knicks enter action at 34-18. They will head home to play Atlanta tomorrow night. And when Trae Young goes into the Garden, there's always some fun festivities at hand.
Always fun. You can tell Coach Tibbs has been around the NBA for quite some time. He's seen it all.
9-6 New York. Just over 4 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. Towns vacates the area. Loop it for Brunson. Gets the step on Neesmith. Short. Box out Siakam. Siakam. He gets around Brunson. The ball gets deflected by Towns and a turnover. Ahead for Achua. Likes the matchup with Neesmith. Takes it strong. Can't hit the floater. Hart tapped it over to Bryant. Halliburton, no hesitation. Bottom.
We talked with Tibbs before the game. Transition defense is a must against these Indiana Pacers. After a made or miss, they are flying down the court. And Halliburton makes them pay.
And it's a hold on Neesmith. That's going to be number 2 on Aaron Neesmith. So that's going to force Rick Carlisle's hand at the 7:08 mark.
In transition, they thrive. Halliburton knocking down 2 threes, and it looked like Neesmith lost his footing there and grabbed onto the shorts of Brunson to try to save himself from falling, and now picks up a quick 2 early.
So Benedict Mathurin checks in. Mathurin had big numbers against New York last meeting. Bridges, the pull-up jumper goes. Mathurin had 38 points, 8 rebounds, hit 7 threes on November the 10th. Bryant lays it in on a roll to the rim. Knicks won the first meeting on October the 25th, 123-98. Brunson had 26. Karl Anthony Towns had 24 and 15. Brunson walks the tightrope, circles. Ball gets deflected to Achua. Shot clock down to 4. Achua trying to make it happen. He powers through. Siakam 4-2.
There's a little bully ball right there. Achua gets to his spot for the easy 2.
And a foul out front off the drive by Halliburton. Knicks lead it 13-11. Timeout, 6:18 to go in this opening quarter.
And we talked about Halliburton being aggressive, getting into the paint, drawing defenders, creating that opportunity. Knicks up 2.
to Indianapolis. The Knicks are up 13-11 over the Pacers. I'm Stephanie Reddy. I talked to Karl Anthony Towns just before the game about being named an all-star starter. Obviously, he's very excited to be named to the all-star game at all. He said it's quite an honor, whether you're a reserve or a starter, to participate in the weekend, to get to represent your teammates because they're the ones that helped you get there. But when I pried a little bit more, he said, oh yeah, it's a big deal being named a starter for the first time. He said, you know, the best part was, guys, I didn't have to wait a whole week to find out I was going. He said it was much less stress for the family.
And the fact that he's going to be there with Jalen Brunson, tremendous storyline for the Knicks. And I think the big key, too, as Toppin, the former Knick, ties the game at 13, is after the All-Star break, if Mitchell Robinson comes back, that's going to put Karl Anthony Towns potentially in a different position playing that 4 spot.
Well, it gives the Knicks versatility. They can always go small with Kit Towns at the 5. But Robinson allowing Towns to slide over to that 4. We saw him play the 4 with Rudy Gay. They got to the conference finals. So this gives them a little bit of versatility, but fantastic season from Towns. And once again, quick in transition, leading to that Siakam corner 3.
So the good defense from Nembhard gets Indiana out on the break. It's a 12-4 run after the Siakam triple. 16-13 Pacers. We approach 5 minutes to go here in the first. Brunson swing. Achua rims out. The board. Nembhard get it ahead. Toppin running the floor. It's blocked. Achua gums him. Bridges high-low action. Towns too easy.
And that's what Towns has done well this year, mixing and matching, shooting threes, but also getting post-ups and drives to the rim.
Mathurin rims out, tapped home by Siakam. Pacers up by 3. Hart will handle it. Brunson off the ball. Nembhard really loves the challenge of taking on opposing gifted offensive players. Give and go to Towns, who lays it in. Well executed.
Beautiful, beautiful execution there. Great unselfish play.
Nembhard, that ball gets knocked out of bounds. Indiana will retain with 17 to shoot.
Right here, Siakam has inside position on the smaller defender and anticipates the miss. Josh Hart not in the right spot, but a beautiful screen set by Karl Anthony Towns, and then you advance the ball. Hart with the great delivery, great roll to the rim as Towns now gets a little breather.
Thomas Bryant is back in for Indiana, and Ariel Hukporti is in, the rookie from Germany. And a foul is called. It's going to be Hart picking it up. The NBA on TNT Tuesday is brought to you by the Kia Telluride X-Line. Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA. Benedict Mathurin, yet another Canadian that is flourishing in the NBA from Montreal. Mention what Mathurin did the last time these two teams played. That was a 132-121 Indiana victory. This is the third and final meeting between the two teams. 24 NBA playoffs. Pacers beat the Knicks. Eastern Conference semifinals. 4-3 game 7 at the Garden. Indiana shot an NBA playoff record 67% from the field to get the win. Bridges pull-up jump. And it's rebounded by Toppin. Contact. Travel. Halliburton.
And smart play there by Jalen Brunson. Halliburton getting out in the open court with the outlet pass. And Brunson stops right there, trying to take the charge. Halliburton trying to avoid him. Definitely shuffles his feet right there. That's a good way to slow down this fast break of Indiana.
Little shake and bake by Brunson. He got engulfed there by Nembhard. Ball gets tipped. Bryant, lead feed. Mathurin, look out! Hammer jam! 8-2 fast break points in favor of Indiana. Brunson and Nembhard just exchanged some words as the timeout was taken.
And Iron Eagle, poor court balance right there. No one back in transition. Indiana and Mathurin makes them pay. And you feel this pace picking up here in Indianapolis.
He's not the type to rub it in at all. Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles, and their #1 super fan, Adam Lefko.
I like the green suit, Adam.
Step back, Halliburton. Short, rebounded by Huckporty. 22-17, Indiana in front. Achua didn't really set much of a screen there for Hart, so Bridges will look to penetrate. Kick, Hart lines it up. Rebound. Huckporty deflected and grabbed by Huckporty. It's a loose ball foul against New York.
Right there, both teams going for the ball, getting deflections.
It's Hart.
They called it on Hart there,
yes.
Grabbing the arm of Mathurin.
So that's 4 team fouls now against the Knicks. 2 on Hart, who heads to the bench. He's replaced by Miles McBride. Nembhard, open look, splash.
And that's his game right there. He loves to play in that mid-range area. So smooth, so calm and composed. Right now, Brunson's got to get it going. Made his first jump shots, missed his last 5, just 1 for 6 from the field.
Switch out front. Brunson with Halliburton, the low dribble. Takes it with the right hand. That won't go. Brunson can't buy one. Halliburton shifting gears. He had 2 bigs out front and misses on the J. Long rebound. Brunson ahead. Achua can't slam it. Foul called. Halliburton trailing the play, got in there and picks up the personal. All things NBA, one tap away. Get the latest scores, follow your favorite team and players, and go behind the scenes all in one place. Download the NBA app today, powered by Microsoft. So Precious Achua getting the start for the injured OG Anunoby. Sprained right foot for Anunoby, missing his 4th straight game. TJ McConnell will check in. McConnell, part of that group that would be considered the glue for Indiana, the minutes that he provides. This bench in general, Pacers, they get a lot of production when they go to the reserves.
Oh, the reserves are high energy. They play so well together. They pick up full court. There's an unselfishness to them. They can just wear you down. And it keeps everybody fresh throughout the course of the 82-game season. But this bench, it was so good last year, and certainly starting now as they get healthy, to figure things out and find their true form at the right time of the season.
Rick Carlisle said, look, you don't know how a team's going to respond with higher expectations, with the results that they put on the board last year, with teams gunning for you now that you've done something, going to the conference finals the year before. It was an adjustment. Mathurin fake. Oh, circus shot. Benedict Mathurin. Beautiful delivery. Bridges the blow by. Kick it out. Brunson couldn't catch it, but it's cleared for McBride. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first. Achua sidesteps for 2.
Yeah, like that strong drive, avoiding the charge, and of course getting back now in transition for the Knicks, a must.
Toppin misses on a 3-ball. That is a great example of where we are in the NBA right now. Obi Toppin got the ball, realized, oh, I could get an open look at a 3 if I take 3 steps back.
Yeah,
Which you did.
And back in the 90s, you'd get benched for
No, that's it. You're done.
Now you get rewarded.
You may not get back in. Ever. McBride. His jump shot goes. Deuce McBride for 3.
Yeah, he is important to this team. He must give some energy, some points, production off the bench for the Knicks. And you know he can get going. Streaky, Mr. McBride.
26-24. Down to 44 seconds to go first quarter. Siakam drive and kick. Extra. Toppin. Ball fake. Toss it. The jumper. McConnell. No, he overcooked it.
McConnell doesn't shoot a lot of 3-pointers. Likes to do his damage in the mid-range in the paint area, but they dared him, left him open, and took the risk.
Pacers are now 2 of 10 from 3-point territory, 8 of 11 on 2-point tries.
And this shot right here, it looked like he was trying to pass it, and at the last minute found the right angle there under the rim. Looked like he was looking to pass it and said, you know what, why not? Let me go ahead and put it up there. But great touch and finish and concentration.
Cam Payne is in. Towns for 2 and 1.
And that's where he's been so good this year. You have to respect him on the perimeter. He has such a quick trigger, can shoot the ball efficiently from 3, but he's been driving so hard this season. Loves to drive right, doing so with great strength and force, and balancing between the perimeter and on the interior. And of course, the way he's been rebounding, not this strong rebound in the last 10 games, but second in the NBA with 13 rebounds a game. So Karl Anthony Towns has been everything they could have imagined when they made that trade this last offseason.
Yeah, he's been the whole package. Leon Rose, president of basketball operations, made the move. Knicks believe they are better equipped to go on an extended run this postseason. The questions with New York have been, can they beat the elite teams? Halliburton, no. Toppin, that would have been late. And that is how the first quarter ends. The Knicks go on an 8-0 burst. At the end of one, 27-26. New York, NBA on TNT Tuesday, presented by State Farm.
This first quarter, Karl Anthony Towns has really asserted himself, and a lot of the damage has been in the paint. Drives, quick post-ups, being aggressive. And moments ago, our own Stephanie Reddy caught up with the man of the hour, Mr. Karl Anthony Towns.
Thanks so much, Kat. We talked before the game about this team's defense. What do you think needs to improve tonight?
Just, got to make it difficult every shot. So we got to do a great job of executing our defensive game plan and making them have to take tough shots.
Pace is really a situation when you're playing the Pacers. They like to get up and down. It affects you guys on both sides of the ball. How do you adjust?
Just we got to do what we got to do with the running shoes on tonight. They're going to push the pace. They got athletes and they got talented players. So we got to do our best, like I said, to execute our defensive game plan.
Thanks for stopping. Good luck.
All right, Stephanie, we start the second quarter. Indiana trailing New York by 1, and that changes in a hurry because Mathurin heating up from the outside.
And Indiana, they're looking for their three-point shot. Only 3 for 12 thus far from the perimeter. 9 shots in the paint, but that is their game.
Landry Shamet misses from the corner. Karl Anthony Towns, he got it blocked on the inside. Chua couldn't grab it. Out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like a little contact there on that shot attempt by Towns. I guess the officials thought differently.
Siakam, ball fake. Achua bites. Siakam is fouled by Towns. Towns still upset there was no call on the other end. And Pascal Siakam is shooting 2.
Like Towns tried to wall him up there, but maybe kind of brought his arms down a bit. And certainly the officials saw the contact, drew the foul. Tibbs beside himself. I thought on the other end Towns got fouled on that rebound and shot attempt.
When we talked to Rick Carlisle prior to the game, we brought up Pascal Siakam's name, and he said he's one of the most complete players in the NBA. and understated in how he goes about his business. So Carlisle was thrilled that the coaches saw what he did. He's been their most consistent player this season. He's been healthy throughout. So as other players were missing time, it was Siakam who kept it together for the Pacers.
Yeah, great point. I love him bringing that up, and certainly might be understated but not undervalued. And what a great addition he was last year, as it looks like Sean Corbin has had enough, calling a technical foul there on the Knicks bench, and Coach Tibbs.
So Tom Thibodeau picks up the technical. He was unhappy with the no call on one end with Towns and Achua on the inside, and then the call against Towns when Siakam took it towards the rim. Mathurin hits on the free throw, shooting it at 81%. Indiana now extends the lead, 32-27.
Now you wonder here in New York, okay, if I'm Tibbs, I get the ball to Towns and tell him at the elbow, drive to the rim. They didn't call a foul the last play. Well, first I'll say, come meet the pass.
All right, before you go to the elbow.
Bryant almost had a steal there off the out-of-bounds play, but Towns, you know, Tibbs got a technical foul. Towns thought he got fouled. I think now you put the onus on the officials there. Get the ball, drive to the rim, and try to initiate some contact.
Mathurin, by the way, has scored 10 points in 8 minutes off the bench. Get it in for McBride. And the question, was it an 8-second call? Josh Tiven is jumping in. Inte Huang made the initial call, but because the technical foul was called, I think Josh Tiven is stating that you can't call the 8-second off the trigger following the tee. And everybody's on the same page here, although Josh Tiven's going to have to explain it to Rick Carlisle as to why they're not getting the 8-second call.
Yeah,
they're going to call it an inadvertent whistle, but they were going to call the 8-second.
Good leadership there by the officiating crew to get it right.
Payne penetrates, kicks. McBride just made one from there. Another. Miles McBride with a tray ball. 32-30 Pacers. McConnell off the double. Bryant extra. Siakam roaming baseline for the deuce.
Nice pass there by the big man, Bryant. 9
points now for Siakam. Payne gets around McConnell, takes it all the way, and hits the floater.
Yeah, right now things are a little too easy on the offensive end for New York. They're pretty much getting what they want, perimeter and on the interior.
No Miles Turner for Indiana. He is normally the resistance around the rim, averaging just under 2 blocks per game. Mathurin gives it up. Siakam. Kick. That's the big man Bryant. Missing on a 3. Rebounded by Shamet, the veteran. Towns lets it fly. Bottom.
And that's why he's so hard to guard. That trail of 3, shoots that with ease. You got to get up on him.
Siakam couldn't catch it. Out of bounds. Turnover, Indiana. Yeah. Towns now has 12.
Yeah, Towns just catches it. Doesn't jump much. Doesn't get great lift, but just shoots that quickly. So hard to defend.
So we saw the perimeter. Now we see the power for Towns. And a chance at a 3-point play.
And afterwards does the flex action a la someone we know in LA, but the toughness on display right there, just moving Bryant out of the way. Could not absorb that contact, and Towns showed that 3 on the last play. And yeah, you flex a little bit, young fella. You're an all-star starter this year, Mr. 5-time.
So as Stephanie mentioned, going to the All-Star game for the 5th time. First time as a starter, doing it in his first year with the New York Knicks. Cat is 29 years old. He's just been around for a long time. The 1 year at Kentucky, now in his 10th season in the league. It's an 8-0 run, 11-2 extended. Mathurin, drive and kick. Ball fake, Shepard, his jumper, cha-ching, a 3. Shamet out of bounds. He wanted a foul on Mathurin. Knicks will retain it.
And I like that by New York. you know, teams that like to get out in transition don't like to have teams run against them. So the Knicks, a few opportunities they've had in transition, and looks like now they're going to challenge and review this last play.
So the ball was called off of Indiana. Rick Carlisle on the coaching staff believe it was last touched by the Knicks. We'll find out. Challenge from Rick Carlisle. The call was last touch Indiana. As you look at it, clearly last touch Shamet. The question is whether or not Mathurin fouled him and when that foul potentially occurred, if it did.
I agree. I mean, it looked like Shamet lost the ball, but then Mathurin fouled him after he fumbled the pass.
Upon review, the ball goes off the fingertips of Shamet, and any contact after that is being deemed marginal contact as the ball is already gone. The play on the call on the court is being overturned to Indiana basketball on the out of bounds. It's a successful challenge. They're being charged this timeout as it is a mandatory timeout. However, they have one further challenge if needed.
So in addition to the microphone to our television audience, the microphone also goes out to the crowd here. So there's drama that builds inside the arena, waiting to see what the call is. And the Pacers fans at first didn't know it was going to be their ball. Then when he announced it, you got the applause.
You know, I wonder if the officials ever get nervous. You know, just you got to say something controversial. You got 20,000 people here.
I think that would be natural. Yeah. I'll ask Josh next time he comes down the floor. Nervous, buddy?
Oh, man.
McConnell, saucy spin for the center. Bryant finishes. McConnell with a tasty dish. 39-38 Pacers. Payne fend off. 3 minutes gone by in the second. Towns takes it, but misses on a corkscrew foul call.
There was nothing nervous about this play right there. Spinning in traffic, and then no look drop off there to Bryant. McConnell, that's when he's at his best. Downhill, attack mode, putting so much pressure on the defense. You have to rotate. He either can score and usually finds the right open man.
Towns at 84% of the free throw line. He's 43% from three, 53% overall. Outstanding shooting numbers. Look at the upcoming national TV schedule. Coming up tomorrow on ESPN, the Spurs are at Boston. The Warriors are in Dallas. Thursday on TNT, final game before the All-Star break hits with the Thunder and the Wolves. Friday on ESPN, 2025 Ruffles NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. For more, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
That'll be a good one.
The celebrity game? Ruffles?
No, the last game before All-Star.
Oh, I see. Oh, well,
you'll be on the call.
I will.
Yes, and the celebrity game. Yes.
And I'll have celebrity Greg Anthony with me on Thursday for the call on TNT along with Stephanie. And thank you to Grant Hill for stepping in today. Hall of Famer Reggie Miller under the weather, and Grant happened to be coming into town anyway to present Tyrese Halliburton with his Olympic ring. So we lose some three-point shooting. We gain some versatility going to the basket. But thanks.
Yeah, well, you know, in this day and age, too, where a lot of three-point shooting, I don't know if that's good, you missing Reggie Miller, but what an honor to present Tyrese Halliburton his Olympic ring. And certainly he was all smiles. So was his father, John Halliburton, whose birthday is today, turned 68. He tried to take the ring afterwards. He wanted it as a birthday present.
Let's get more from Stephanie.
It's not as exciting as 68 points, but I did talk to Tyrese Halliburton before the game, and I asked him about getting the ring. He said he was really excited about it and that it was so cool because the experience was one of the best he's ever had. He obviously said he wanted to play more being the competitor, but he understood that he was one of 12 and they were the greatest players. He said the best thing was that he developed relationships with those players. He's now friends with people that he never thought he would be friends with. Text messages between he and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. He said it's an amazing thing that it continues to give to him even as the season goes on.
Such a huge part. Grant, you obviously were there front and center helping run Team USA, but bridging generations and creating long-term relationships.
It's incredible. And, you know, those experiences for those guys, obviously winning a gold medal, but being able to be in the foxhole together, those are bonds for life.
Siakam short on the turnaround. Hart is back in. He picked up 2 quick fouls. Indiana leads by 1. No look. Karl Anthony Towns, the cutter, Shamet, and you can't do it any better.
Looked like Meadowlark Lemon right there on that pass.
The banker goes for Siakam. That was like Curly Neal. The first one that came to mind.
I don't know any others, so I can't come back.
Those are the 2 most famous, at least in our generation. 43-42 Pacers. Towns, he steps on the baseline, out of bounds.
And probably the only mistake on the offensive end that Towns has made. But look at this no-look pass there. Great cut by Shamet. So much attention on Towns, showing his deep bag on that pass.
Mathurin has put up 12 points in 11 minutes. And that 3 is off the mark. Rebounded by Payne. 1-point game. Catch, release for 2. Cat.
And smart there. Cat had the mismatch. Ran the floor. Great steal and finish.
Siakam splits the defenders to get the interior bucket.
Great footwork.
13 now for Siakam. Towns. Play was whistled dead and a timeout taken at the 7:07 mark of the second quarter. Pascal Siakam, his fingerprints all over this one. 13 points, 5 rebounds. The NBA on TNT Tuesday is brought to you by TaxAct. Let's get them over with. That hard-fought 7-game series went the distance in the Eastern Conference semifinals, with Indiana advancing to the conference finals. Got swept by the Celtics en route to the Boston championship. Obi Toppin misses off the heel, rebounded by Hart. Get it ahead for Shamet. Couldn't get the step on McConnell. Entry, Towns. Floats it in, over Toppin. 21 first half points.
We talked in the opening, the all-stars on the road have to be big. Brunson has been quiet this game, but Karl Anthony Towns has put this team on his back.
Mathurin, lob it up, Toppin! Big finish! Obi Toppin can touch the sky.
That was impressive. Wow.
47-46 Indiana. Back and forth we go in this second quarter. Intercepted. Toppin. He put some spin on it. Gets it ahead. Mathurin, the slick pass. Shepard to Siakam. Powers in. Doesn't get the roll. And McBride is there for the board. Really good action between these two teams. McBride on a kick. Just past the halfway point of the second. Payne. McBride got him a three, his third. 3 of 3 from long range. 2-point lead for the Knicks. Shamet defends McConnell. And a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. Obi Toppin can sky.
Sky indeed. Great pass and delivery. Toppin getting up. We got a 2-point one here in Indy.
So far, this game is going and flowing in the way that I was expecting it to. Start off a little slow, but it's going and flowing in the way that, like I said, it's what I was expecting it to do. Karl is pretty much handling his business. He's making it happen. Looks like McBride might be heating up from the 3, so we'll see. Because I took the over on this game, so we'll see what happens moving forward.
Okay, get your stops, push it up the floor, get to the next action. Make sure you're talking, get stops, push the ball, get our ball pressure going. Everyone talk, stay in line with the ball, no middle, keep the ball out of the middle.
Our State Farm audio assist with the Knicks in front, 49-47. Timeout taken by Indiana. Knicks are 5 of 11 from 3-point range. That ball just snuck up on me as I was reading some stats.
I tried to save it.
Did you though? Did you?
I'm a little older right now.
You understand that we have video.
My reflexes are a little bit slow. Oh,
don't give me any more stats, Jimmy. I have to keep my eye on the ball. Bounce it ahead. Hart, layup goes. The Knicks giving Indiana a taste of its own medicine. Mathurin, the jumper, no. And rebounded by Bryant. Mathurin, short. McBride helps out. Shamet took a strange fall. Right now it's 4 on 5. McBride, high arcer. He's fouled in 3-point territory by Halliburton.
Yeah, and not a smart foul, obviously, but a heat check by McBride. As you mentioned, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. Sizes him up, tries to create some space. Halliburton in his landing spot there. McBride almost could have turned that left ankle. And right now, the difference has been the poor 3-point shooting of Indiana. Only 4 of 18 from the three-point line, and the turnovers with Indiana. Indiana has turned the ball over a ton here, and the Knicks have been so good and so efficient scoring off of those turnovers.
Both teams are perfect at the free throw line. Indiana is 9 of 9. Knicks are now 8 of 8. And let's see if Grant Hill really did try to help me. You did. You did.
I tried. But you had good quick instincts there.
I had peripheral vision at the last moment to see the ball coming at me.
So you would have been a good point guard, you know? You see the floor.
Oh, yeah.
You were looking down at your notes, but I
still had enough awareness, spatial awareness, to not get hit in the face. That was the basic thing. All just to tell you what their three-point shooting was. Was it worth it?
Well, you would have gone viral.
Good point. Isn't that the goal? 10-2 run. Neesmith, ball fake over McBride. No good.
And good personal defense, the individual defense by McBride, staying down on that shot fake.
Indiana has gone ice cold. Knicks are doing this with Brunson scoring just 2 points. Loses it. Out of bounds. Get $0 delivery fees on game day essentials with Dash Pass by DoorDash. Your door to all things basketball.
And a luxury here in this first half for Tibbs. You had Karl Anthony Towns going. McBride hit some shots. You could rest Brunson. You didn't have to wear him out in this first quarter, and certainly keep him fresh for the second half.
Siakam. No good. Long rebound to Brunson. We're going to hit the 4-minute mark of this second quarter. Knicks now up by 7. Brunson looking for an opening. Step back, Jay. Book it.
And you knew it was a matter of time. Jalen Brunson getting going. It's important that he gets some rhythm going into half and feel good and be prepared for that second half.
It's now a 12-2 run. Halliburton didn't have the angle. Bridges ahead for Hart. Trying to bring this lead to double figures. Too hot to handle. Last touch by Achua. Pacers have missed 5 straight shots. Who's going to get them out of this funk? Screen, Siakam, Nembhard, kick. Siakam one-on-one with Achua. He's got a screen from Neesmith. Neesmith lost it for a moment. Good find. Bryant corner. He buries it. A 3.
Wasn't exactly what Rick Carlisle wanted, but certainly dribble penetration leading to that open 3. And they finally knocked one down. 5 for 19 from the three-point line, the Pacers.
And it cuts it to 6. Brunson one-on-one with Halliburton. Fake. Gets it back from Achua. Shot clock winding down. Brunson can't hit. Hart trying to gather. Out of bounds off of Indiana.
And Josh Hart doing Josh Hart things right there. Looked like Nembhard had the ball in his hands on that defensive rebound, and Hart almost took it away from him, but causing a turnover.
2:49 to go, first half. Karl Anthony Towns has been dominant. 21 points, 17 minutes. Oh! Major rack attack for Cat.
Wow. The drives from Karl Anthony Towns. He likes to go right. This time Bryant on that right hand. Cat not denied the help side a little late. And Towns showing some lift on that finish.
And Halliburton turns it over. It's a 4-on-1 developing. Hart layup goes. Everything is clicking for the Knicks. +1.
And did you see Cat right there leading the break? The no-look pass. He looked over at me. The other side of the court, finding Josh Hart. Okay, he didn't really look over, but
no. You just happen to be in his sight line.
I was in his sight line right there. But once again, the turnovers, the unforced turnovers in half court for Indiana. And New York just has been so good. They've scored 10 points, possibly 11 here if Josh Hart scores a free throw. But taking advantage of those opportunities and getting out in transition.
Josh Hart continues to fill up the box score. He just has such a profound impact on the game in so many different ways. Towns has been terrific. Hart's in double figures. Neesmith picks up his 3rd foul. Nembhard, he gets the big. Towns. Siakam fakes out Achua. Siakam switching hands. And a chance for 3. That was a terrific adjustment by Pascal Siakam.
It really was. I mean, great drive. He had 3-4 guys in the paint. And at the last minute, able to switch to that left hand. Just so agile off the bounce to be that size. Siakam just finds a way to get to the basket. A creative score in the paint.
Brunson picks up his 2nd foul. Was a little slow getting up.
He got hit in the face there.
And it's a blood issue, and Brunson is making the officials aware of it. Oh, that was at a left elbow that caught him in the chin.
Yeah, inadvertent left elbow right there. But Brunson certainly felt that right there, and voicing his frustration with getting hit in the face.
So they're trying to stop the bleeding, which, because of the facial hair, you couldn't tell if it was bleeding profusely.
And he's got some blood on his shirt there. I got hit right there. First of all, trying to front Bryant.
Yeah.
He got hit again on the drive. So
and he picked up the foul.
I understand his frustration.
So Brunson trying to make his case with Josh Tiven. And there is some blood on the floor that they're going to have to wipe down, and that made its way onto the jersey.
Yeah, look, he's trying to post up, or excuse me, front the post on Bryant. Looked like he got hit initially, and then a second time there on that drive. And as you said, still some blood there on his jersey.
Well, there's definitely a football mentality with Brunson. He takes hits like he's a running back.
Like a fullback.
Yeah. Both teams are 10 of 10 at the free throw line.
Well, despite playing for Jay Wright, he has toughness.
Whoa, whoa.
Shots fired.
Shrapnel. Brunson, that's the way you answer. Jalen Brunson with the short pop. 63-53, New York. Under 2 minutes to go now, 2nd quarter. Halliburton. Foul is called. It was not a shooting foul, as Halliburton was getting into the shooting motion, and Brunson will pick up number 3. So they're going to have to make a change. Cam Payne pops off the bench. He will replace Jalen Brunson. And Brunson having a long conversation with Sean Corbin before he exits. Brunson has not shot it well. He is 3 of 10 from the field, 6 points, 2 assists. The Knicks overall, in spite of the Brunson shooting numbers, they're at 56% from the field. Nembhard, he draws Payne. Underneath, Bryant snuck in. The extension there from Karl Anthony Towns left an opening.
And it's smart there by Bryant, making yourself available to Nembhard, and a tough finish there on that baseline.
Knicks are shooting 72% in the 2nd quarter. They lead Indiana 63-55. 3rd and final meeting of the season between these two teams. Hart underneath to Achua, can't finish. Bryant trying to keep it alive. Hart takes a pop to the face and a loose ball foul. And a technical foul on Bryant.
All I saw was Josh Hart fall to the ground. The crowd here does not approve. Well, Nembhard did make contact as they were scrambling there for the loose ball. A lot of hands in there. And I think Hart did get hit in the face. I think he did sell it a little bit too.
So the personal foul is on Nembhard. The technical foul is on Bryant for his reaction.
Bryant threw his fist at the official. That's a big no-no. Right now, Indiana cannot lose their composure as they're down 11, possibly 12 after these technical fouls.
I think Nembhard took exception to the fact that he got pushed by Karl Anthony Towns off the initial action, and there was no call, and then Nembhard extended the arm and caught Hart. And while he didn't quite catch him across the face, he got him in the shoulder and neck area, and then Hart went down. All right, well, this is an easy segue. International Best on Best Hockey is back. NHL stars from the United States, Canada, Finland, and Sweden go head-to-head in the Four Nations face-off. Coverage begins tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT and Max. So the lead is 10. Largest lead has been 11 for New York. Just over a minute to play in this first half. Towns comes out to deal with Bryant. Halliburton comes to the ball. Swing it. Siakam open look. He sticks it. A three.
And maybe Indiana's best offensive possession this quarter. Ball movement, player movement. The ball finds energy, and Siakam makes them pay.
He's got 19 to lead the Pacers. Towns leads the Knicks with 24. 40 seconds to go. First half. Bridges. He's been quiet offensively. Here's Payne. Got a three.
And they've done that a few times tonight. Drive and drift to the corner. You saw McBride do that a few times and campaign with a big-time three.
And the Knicks are now 6 of 12 from downtown. Halliburton maneuvers to the rim. 8-point game. 1 second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Pacers have made their last 5 shots. American Express halftime report is coming up from Atlanta. 5 to shoot. Towns going to work against Bryant. Bullet feed. Hart. Assertive. No good. And that's how the half will end. The Knicks 68. The Pacers 60. We have hit the break in Indianapolis. Knicks currently hold down the 3 spot in the Eastern Conference. The Pacers right behind them at 4. Fun first half. American Express halftime report is next. NBA on TNT Tuesday. Presented by State Farm.
So really good first half for this game. I think that the second half is going to be the same. I want to feel like and believe that the third quarter will be a little bit similar to the second quarter. First quarter was a little bit slower. Players were trying to really figure out, find their spots and stuff. So I just think that the third quarter is going to be probably a little bit less than what it is, but definitely still more of a focal point of scoring. Knicks scored 41 points, and Indiana scored 34 in the second quarter. So I'm thinking that both teams will score roughly 30-plus points in the coming quarter. Now, as far as who's going to win, depends. Indiana could probably figure some things out. Siakam has 19 points, and Towns has 24. Nobody really is dominating the boards. Siakam has 4. Bryant has 5 for the Pacers. Ochoa has 4. Towns has 4. Hart has 3. Bridges has 5. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'll be back once the second half returns in roughly 10-plus minutes. So stick around or come back in 10-plus minutes. But I'll be back with the second half.
tantalizing at that. But the drives, attacking off the bounce, another no look for good measure. And Karl Anthony Towns doing it all on the offensive end in that first half for the Knicks.
Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy, the rest of our NBA on TNT crew. This matchup just seems to produce highly entertaining basketball, just the way that these teams are set up and the style of play. We saw it in the conference semifinals last year. We're seeing it again in the third and final meeting of this season.
We are seeing it. And what I like about it is these teams don't like each other. You know, there's a rivalry between this group. And certainly that is carried over into the regular season from last year's playoffs. Who can be effective and execute here in the second half will determine.
There's Halliburton, swing it, extra. Neesmith, his jump shot, short. Rebounded by Bryant. Another opportunity here for the Pacers with Nembhard setting it up for Siakam. Switch. Siakam with Towns. Siakam's fade. It died at the rim. And rebounded by Achua. Check in with Stephanie. She caught up with Indiana assistant Lloyd Pierce.
Yes, he said, you know, schematically we're okay. We just have to do what we're trying to do better. He said specifically, you know, limiting Jalen Brunson. Yes, they're keeping him off the free throw line. They're making him work on defense because he has 3 fouls already. But it's Karl Anthony Towns that is really putting in the damage. He's 9 for 12 from the field. He said there are some times where we probably should have fouled him and we did not. We just let him shoot and get hot. He said, you know what, they're running more than we are. And as you guys know, pace is very important to these Pacers. He did say they're the number 2 offense for a reason.
And Stephanie, it's an offensive foul on Thomas Bryant, setting the screen, making contact with Hart. Indiana, meanwhile, comes in 10th in offensive rating, 19th in defensive rating. They allowed Austin Reeves to put up 45 points, a career high, on Saturday in that loss to the Lakers. 2-2 on their Western swing. Brunson back in over Neesmith, put it on the board.
And great footwork there. Brunson taking his time, doing what he does, knocking down that mid-range.
70-60. Knicks. Nembhard. That one goes down for Andrew Nembhard. Always plays under control at his pace.
And he and Brunson are similar for that way. I mean, they just take their time. They get to their spots. Brunson a little stronger, maybe more physical, but both of them effective.
Bridges for Hart. Air ball on a 3. Achua grabs it. Shot clock should not have reset. And the officials catch that. So the Knicks will have it with 7 to shoot.
And they're just staying off of Hart, daring him to shoot that right there, wide open in the corner. And you're right, the ball did not hit the rim, so we'll reset. Excuse me, it was reset 24. Now they put it at 7 seconds on the shot clock here. I think here, quick, you know, a little curl action, get the ball to Cat. Cat maybe drive to the rim.
It's Bridges. The pull-up jumper goes for Mikal Bridges.
Or maybe not.
They have options.
They do.
Bridges 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. The lead is 10 for New York. Nembhard against the grain. It doesn't go. Knicks shooting 54% collectively. Turnover. Brunson lost it. Neesmith ahead for Halliburton. 2-man game. Neesmith is tripped by Brunson. So that's number 4 on the Knicks point guard, all-star Jalen Brunson. Right now, let's take a look at our FanDuel live point spread with the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. Start of the game, Knicks -2.5, currently -8.5. Nembhard, swing it, open look, Siakam. Rebound, Bryant knocks it in the air, claimed by Towns. That's his 5th board. Hart turns on the Jets, that finishes. They create a transition opportunity.
And Josh Hart so good at seeking contact in transition.
This is their largest cushion of the night, 12. Nembhard for Siakam. Shot clock down to 6. Siakam, yes, a 3.
Siakam has really been, as we talked, Mr. Consistent all year for Indiana, and been consistent here tonight.
Brunson, that was clean from Neesmith, and then a hold, and it's going to be Brunson picking up his 5th foul at the 8:42 mark of the 3rd.
And it's been uncharacteristic of Jalen Brunson, his emotions getting the best of him. Thought that was a foul there and just reached in, grabbed the chin. Nembhard did it earlier too, turned the ball over and tripped up Neesmith in transition. So Brunson, frustrated now, has to sit with those 5 fouls.
And for the Knicks, it's campaign time. Brunson 8 points in 19 minutes. 5 fouls. Can Indiana take advantage? They didn't when Brunson went to the bench in the 2nd quarter. Halliburton to Siakam. It's off. Rebound knocked to the outside. It was tipped, so Halliburton can go back and get it. Shot clock down to 12. Halliburton gets a running start. Screen. Nembhard. Halliburton hangs. Missed it. Tip. No. Hart clears. Towns being ridden there by Bryant. Towns all the way. Foul call.
Wow, Towns is showing off his versatility as he got fouled on that drive, but had Bryant on his hip pretty much the entire way down the floor. And he got tripped as he was going into his shot there. But his driving ability, his versatility, it looks like his finger, which is taped up there, that pinky finger, giving him some trouble.
So eventually he's going to shoot free throws here. Neesmith picks up foul number 4. Karl Anthony Towns, 24 points. The Knicks are 12 of 13 at the free throw line. Here comes Mathurin, who came in and provided instant offense in the first half for Indiana. 12 points. And still having issues with that taped finger on the left hand. So the questions with the Knicks this year, how do they fare against the top teams in the NBA? If you're just looking at teams over 500, the Knicks are 11 and 12 against teams with a plus record. Turnaround goes. 13 now for Bryant.
And it's important for Bryant to stay aggressive, make Towns work on the defensive end. Right now, if you're in New York, continue to feed Towns. He's scoring and delivering on passes. Bridges just could not convert on that layup.
Bridges tried to do it all in one motion. Siakam spread it. Mathurin fly by. Kick. Nembhard. Shot clock at 12. Feed it. Siakam connects.
And that's his sweet spot right there. Elbow, free throw line area. Good ball movement by Indiana. Shifting that defense, trying to find some momentum against Karl Anthony Towns and the Knicks.
Something told me to put Siakam down for points tonight. I didn't even do it just because, you know, the Knicks, when it's pertaining to bigs and playing defense against the bigs, I don't know, or just in general, Knicks just can't really shut down bigs throughout this season. So I just didn't. I don't know what made me not put that ticket down. I can't even remember, but Siakam's balling. He's 1 point away from 25, 6 away from 30. So, yeah. wasn't paying attention, Detroit is demolishing Chicago. Look at that score, 71-29. Wow.
With an Ann Myers jersey.
I love it.
Fantastic. Tonight is Fever Night, celebrating the Fever, a National Girls and Women in Sports Day. The Fever have made a number of big moves in the offseason, bringing in DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard via free agency, Caitlin Clark in attendance. A huge draw and electricity in this arena when the Fever are in action. Campaign short on a three. Towns takes it away. Ball fake. Maneuvers. Towns kick. Achua. Off one leg. Achua hits on the fall away.
And Karl Anthony Towns staying in the play right there. Great patience. And Achua with a beautiful move.
Behind the back from Nembhard, gets it back from Bryant. Contact. Nembhard tosses it up, but he is not going to get a shooting foul. It will work against New York.
And it looked like on that last play, the rebound was to Halliburton. Karl Anthony Towns trying to find a teammate. The bench for Indiana begging for a 3-second call there as Towns was parked in that paint.
Bryant misses from the outside. Achua controls it.
In Indiana right now, 28% from three. They're getting open looks. They just have not been able to convert all night.
Karl Anthony Towns is on a heater. 29. So when Brunson went to the bench, the Knicks were up by 9. They're currently up by 12. Terrific move by Halliburton.
I think Indiana has to do more of that. Put Towns in screen and roll and attack off the bounce.
Campaign playing those point guard minutes. Dish, Hart, layup, good.
Josh Hart with a beautiful cut right there and beautiful finish as well.
Mathurin hangs and hits.
And you're seeing the last two possessions, Indiana not settling for threes. They are attacking, getting downhill, being aggressive with those high percentage shots.
Benedict Mathurin's got a soft touch. 10-point game. Nembhard shades. Bridges the back end. Payne takes the opening. Swing. Achua. Shot clock winding down. Achua loses it. Hart tosses. Air ball. So he got a grenade. And the best he could do was just hoist a shot up. He was upset that Achua didn't take his shot initially.
Well, attacking here, great hesitation and able to extend past the hand, the arms there of Bridges. More attacking, and I think getting Towns in pick and roll there is a good recipe for success. Indiana not really shooting the ball from the perimeter well, so you have to adapt and adjust as the game dictates.
That's 11 turnovers now for the Knicks. Third fewest in the NBA at 13 per game. Halliburton up and under. 8-point game. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Jalen Brunson on the bench for New York with 5 personal fouls. Towns short. Rebound. Halliburton. Indiana pushing the tempo. Halliburton one-on-one with Bridges. Cross. Bump. Foul.
I'm not sure if that was on Achua or Bridges. Yeah, it looked like Achua might have tripped him. But they're calling it on Bridges. And once again, Halliburton staying aggressive, attack mode. Good things happen. You penetrate, you either can score or draw a foul on the defense. A two-hand push there by Bridges on that replay.
It's the 4th team foul, and now the 15th foul. So at the 4:37 mark of the third, Indiana will be going to the free throw line. Mathurin will do the honors with his team down by 8.
And did Mathurin right there try to attempt a sweeping hook shot?
It is Josh Hart picking up the personal. The NBA on TNT American Express Roadshow is heading to San Francisco to celebrate NBA All-Star 2025 this Thursday. EJ, Kenny, Chuck, Shaq, We'll be broadcasting live from Pier 48. Performance from Chance the Rapper. Gates open at 3:30 local. Scan the flow code to register. Let's check in with Stephanie.
Guys, I just wanted to put a bow on the Ann Meyer story, the jersey that Tyrese Halliburton wore in today. She was the first woman to sign a contract with an NBA team in 1979 with these Indiana Pacers for $50,000. Guys, she was a 4-time All-American at UCLA. She was the first player to make the national team as a high school player. She is a legend.
Outstanding person, terrific broadcaster, many years in Phoenix, and is just a pleasure.
One of the best. I had a chance to work with her when I played for the Suns. She was the president of basketball operations with the Phoenix Mercury, and just a true class act, a legend, and someone I enjoyed spending time with, talking basketball. And I'm so happy Halliburton could honor and celebrate her tonight.
And she was married to a pretty good pitcher.
Yes.
Don Drysdale.
Oh, yes.
Well,
it's a lot of pressure on those kids.
Yep. 83-77 New York. Towns takes it strong. Hart is there. Cleanup on aisle 3.
Josh Hart, one of the best wing offensive rebounders in the association.
85-77 Knicks. We're going to hit 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. McConnell handles, spin, deuce. TJ McConnell, textbook.
And the last 5-6 possessions, it's really been all drives by Indiana getting to that paint.
8-2 run for the Pacers, 6-point game. Payne, no. Box out Bryant. Get it ahead. McConnell scans. Catch. Toppin in a crowd. Shot won't count. Toppin and Payne with a hug. Make sure neither one goes down. But as mentioned, Knicks are over the limit. So that means Obi Toppin, who was the 8th overall pick in the 2020 draft out of Dayton by the New York Knicks, is going to shoot free throws.
And Toppin, we talked with Tibbs before the game, his energy and his motor. And right there, he just did a hard rim run, forced a switch. Payne having to wrestle with him. The only thing he could do was foul on that play.
Play, watch, vote on everything All-Star with the NBA ID Challenge All-Star 2025. Members in the U.S. and Canada who complete the challenge will be entered for a chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play right now in the NBA app or on NBA.com/ID. Delay of game was called on Indiana as Toppin splits a pair. Knicks lead by 5. 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Payne, McBride, Hart, Bridges, and Towns. Cut, Hart, finish. Perfectly done by New York. 19 points for Hart. Halliburton gets a little bump from Bridges, screen from Bryant, roll to the rim. Bryant up and in, plus the foul.
Oh, wow, impressive play there by Bryant. Great strength and concentration, putting Cat in the screen and roll. We talked about that earlier. And Bryant initiating the contact and drawing the foul. Karl Anthony Towns now with his third foul. But look, Hart faked the flare screen on Towns. And of course, Toppin, he bid on that. Great hard cut and finished by Josh Hart.
Bryant has brought it tonight in the absence of Miles Turner. Thomas Bryant, 8-year veteran who's played with the Lakers, Washington, Denver, Miami, and now Indiana. NBA title with the Denver Nuggets 2023. Hart again and again. Josh Hart is doing damage around the rim.
Yeah, Toppin keeps losing Hart. Hart moving without the ball.
Long strides by Halliburton.
It's like he just walks down the lane right there, like a little dance step.
13 points for Tyrese Halliburton. 89-85 Knicks.
And now Pacers showing a little zone action.
Payne missed it. Flying in Towns. Foul called. It's against Indiana.
Ooh, Rick Carlisle not pleased with that. But Josh Hart moving without the basketball, making himself available, finishing at the rim. Halliburton with the nifty finish. Back and forth. A lot of fun here in Indy.
Philly Toronto game just ended. Toronto won, covered the spread 10.5. They were plus 400, and I took Toronto team total under, so that cashed. It was 107.5. So I'll take that win. Just hoping that this game for this Knicks Pacers game still goes over the 234.5, so that I grabbed it at before it went up. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, for college basketball, my Kentucky Wildcats won. We beat number 5 Tennessee. I'll take that win for us, definitely.
Indiana, that last defensive possession, Indiana in a zone. No one blocked out Karl Anthony Towns. He waltzes in right from the top there and able to draw a foul on that offensive rebound attempt. And so in the zone, you have to be conscious of everyone and block out and not assume that anyone can make that rebound attempt. And Karl Anthony Towns, very efficient here tonight. 30 points in 30 minutes for the Knicks.
And that's 4 fouls on Thomas Bryant, who exits with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and a block.
And no one for Indiana has been able to guard Karl Anthony Towns, but Bryant at least has the size and physicality to match up. Now Toppin's going to have to try to guard him in the first half. Towns went to work when Toppin came in. I think you might have to consider double teaming Towns and understanding that when Towns puts the ball on the floor, he's not looking to pass. He is looking to get to the rim and score.
Towns is now 9 of 9 at the free throw line. Indiana tried a lot of threes in the first half. They've gone to the rim a lot more here in the third, and they do it again with McConnell. He'll shoot free throws.
And an interesting set right there. A little double high screen and roll action. Confused the Knicks defensively, and McConnell had an easy lane to the rim. Oh, no, excuse me, just a single screen and roll action. No one stopped or impeded his progress, and McConnell, you know he's not going to settle. He's in attack mode at all times.
So that's the 4th foul on Hart. McConnell will get a second free throw. Knicks will make a change now with Achua checking in. 23 point attempts in the first half for Indiana. They have shot 5 threes in the third quarter. Towns to the bench. He'll get a breather. He has logged 30 minutes. Mikal Bridges is the league leader in minutes, and he has played 26 minutes tonight. Payne, flick it. McBride rises up off the rim. Long rebound, Halliburton. Mathurin plays with an attack mentality. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Halliburton, he got Bridges on his hip. Missed it from the outside, kept alive. McConnell ahead. Bridges puts it down off the feed from Hart.
Once again, bad transition defense. Indiana, New York, aggressive defensively with this unit.
McConnell, baseline, lay-in.
And I like how he's just very decisive with his movements. Quickly attack the closeout. And McConnell with the easy 2.
Outstanding decision maker. McConnell trying to stick with McBride. 5-point game, just over a minute to play, third quarter. Payne needs help. Payne drives in, the lefty no, the tip in, yes, it's Hart.
You got to get a body on Josh Hart. He is crashing every time on the offensive glass.
McConnell small against big. Swing it, top it. Hand it to Mathurin, 8 to shoot. Mathurin, spin, Mathurin fouled by McBride. 2 more free throws here for Benedict Mathurin.
Everybody looking to help on this Payne drive. Right there, Siakam got caught looking at the rim. You must find Josh Hart and put a body on him. Keep him off the glass. 7 rebounds here. A bunch on the offensive glass. His energy and activity is keeping New York in this comfortable lead as Cat sitting on the bench.
Hart has scored 12 in the third quarter. He comes in averaging 9.6 rebounds per game. Towns on the bench. 1 more free throw here for Mathurin. Missed a boat. Rebound. Siakam believes he knocked it off of Achua, and he did. Achua is asking the Knicks bench to challenge it. Tom Thibodeau looked to the second row of the bench where the assistants were, and now the officials come together and change the call. So it never even got to the challenge stage.
Looked like it went off the face of Achua.
Payne for 2.
And how about this Knicks team right now? No Jalen Brunson, no Karl Anthony Towns. And they are getting it done offensively, executing, everybody contributing. Beautiful drive there by Payne. But most importantly, Ian, they're getting stops on the defensive end, showing that Tibbs' toughness here with the Knicks.
Grant, the Knicks are shooting 54% from the field. They have built the lead back up to 9. There's a 10-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Siakam puts it on the floor. Drive in. Siakam leaner. No. Rebounded by McBride. Off to the races. McBride. A blast straight to the rim. Blocked by Mathurin. The follow won't go for Achua. And a foul is called with 4 seconds to play. Third quarter. Knicks getting multiple opportunities.
Right there, great hustle, getting back into play. Mathurin looking like a young LeBron right there with that chase down block. But Achua, his high energy and motor as a big, anticipating the miss and getting to the free throw line here with 4 seconds left.
We talked about fast break scoring and how Indiana could have the advantage. They did. But the Knicks have scored the last 13 fast break points in this game. Pacers have not scored in transition since the first quarter.
Well, in the first half, the transition was coming off of turnovers from Indiana. Indiana's done a better job valuing the basketball, but off of missed shots, this Knicks team out in transition. Chua can only make one of two.
Halliburton at the horn. It doesn't go. He switched it to the offhand at the last moment and missed the floater. End of 3 in Indianapolis. Pacers trailing the Knicks 98-88. NBA on TNT Tuesday, presented by State Farm.
I thought that both teams were going to score 30-plus points in the third quarter. That didn't happen. Knicks were able to keep them just shy of 30. And the Knicks just hit 30, so close enough. So that's 58 points. So all in all, first quarter, 43 points scored in the first quarter, but 75 points were scored in the second, and now 58 were scored in the third. So we'll see if both teams can score 30-plus points in the fourth. That's kind of what I need for this over anyway. So we'll see what happens.
Cambridge Fieldhouse. Early in that third quarter, Indiana found something. They put Karl Anthony Towns in a lot of screen and rolls. They attacked, went downhill, had success. And of course, they got away from that when Towns went to the bench. And moments ago, Stephanie Reddy with Tyrese Halliburton.
Thank you so much, Tyrese. How do you turn the tables here in the fourth quarter?
We got to rebound the basketball, get a couple stops so we can run and stop fouling. They're in the bonus pretty early, so we got to do a better job defending without fouling.
Is it weird that another team is running at a faster pace and more often than you?
No. I mean, that's how the league is now, so we just got to be able to match their intensity.
All right, thanks for stopping. Good luck.
All right, Stephanie, we start this fourth quarter with the Knicks in front of the Indiana Pacers, trying to win the season series, which is tied at 1-1. Inside, Shamet. Ball movement pays off once again for New York.
In New York, just everybody getting involved with those hard cuts to the rim. You got to keep your offensive player in front of you defensively if you're the Pacers.
Mathurin lost it. Foul call.
I mean, when you're guarding on the weak side with New York, you have to assume they're going to make hard cuts. Josh Hart got away with quite a few there in that third quarter, and coming out to start the fourth, Shamet did as well.
So Mathurin back to the free throw line, where he's now 7 of 9, missed his last 2 attempts, 16 points in 25 minutes.
I'll tell you, Ian, right now is Towns and Brunson on the bench for Tibbs. This unit has been very scrappy. They've been gritty, and defensively they have been locked in. Nothing easy for Indiana those last 3-4 minutes of that third quarter. When Towns went to the bench, New York was up 5. And of course, they extended that lead to 10 with great defense and great offensive execution.
It's a 10-point game, just underway in the fourth quarter. Knicks have Hart, McBride, Payne, Shamet, and Achua. Down goes Siakam. Hart draws the foul.
Great recognition there by Josh Hart, bringing the ball up against pressure. Siakam falls. Hart takes that opportunity, attacks the rim, and like I said earlier, Siakam trying to make him turn, just kind of tripped. Josh Hart instantly drives to the rim, seeking contact, getting to that line.
Shepard is called for the personal. Right now, the only starter on the floor for Indiana is Siakam. It's Mathurin, Toppin, McConnell, and Shepard. And now Rick Carlisle is going to send in young Jarris Walker for his first action, just looking for some physicality. Walker in his second year from Houston, 21-year-old who was the 8th overall pick in the 23 draft. Brings a 7'2" wingspan, though he's listed at 6'7", 235.
He's got a lot of talent, a lot of upside.
Hart missed the second attempt. Walker the board. Indiana just went 2-2 on their 4-game Western swing. Wins over Utah and the Clippers, losses to Portland and the Lakers. McConnell probing, doesn't get the roll. Achua fakes the handoff. Back in, Siakam gets a piece. Turnover. McConnell forcing the action. Kick, corner. Shepard.
And this second unit here, or this lineup here for Indiana, scrappy, picking up full court, trying to wear down the unit here, this unit of New York.
Achua bounces. Hart. Foul is called underneath. Hart's going to go back to the free throw line. He is 3 of 5 tonight.
Right here, Achua trying to do a little too much there. Connell gets out in transition and finds Shepard, steps back to that three-point line. So forcing a turnover, their pressure of their defense, creating opportunities. But on the other end, it's been Josh Hart. Josh Hart has made timely cuts and finishes at the rim for the Knicks here in the second half.
Watch hit shows like Up and Adams with Kay Adams and Run It Back, featuring Lou Williams, Chandler Parsons, and Michelle Beadle on FanDuel TV, free on all of your favorite devices. Achua sits. Towns back in. Bryant will replace Walker, who just picked up the personal foul. 31 points for Towns. Hart 25. He can make it 26. McBride double digits. Brunson has been held to 8 because of the foul trouble. But the lead is double figures.
Let's see if Indiana maybe goes back to that screen and roll action where they have Towns defending the screener.
McConnell walking a tightrope against Payne. McConnell penetrates and connects.
And complaining there, felt like there was some contact, yelling at the officials, but in attack mode, McConnell.
Towns, the turnaround, dances on the rim, but comes off. Cleared by Bryant. McConnell taps the ball ahead. McBride went for the steal. McConnell attacking. It's blocked, but a foul. Knicks wanted a travel on McConnell.
Yeah, it looked like McConnell may have taken an extra step there, or either that, he's got some blazing quickness. Yeah, he took a few there. I think a missed call, but you appreciate for Indiana the aggressiveness and the energy of McConnell trying to will his team back into this game.
4th foul on Karl Anthony Towns. And McConnell misses on the first attempt. 77% shooter. Knicks 103. Indiana 95. This will be the 23rd attempt of the night for the Pacers at the line, matching the Knicks total. And he missed them both. Empty trip for the Pacers. Indiana will be at Washington tomorrow night, second half of the back-to-back. Shamet lines it up. And rebound. McConnell and Shepard not on the same page.
Yeah, a little frustration right there. McConnell missed those 2 free throws, and then some confusion. Someone has to take the initiative there with 2 hands and grab the ball, and those types of mistakes, Rick Carlisle understands how hard to get back into the game when that happens.
But Shepard comes away with the steal. McConnell working around the perimeter. Mathurin inside. Bryant. Towns there. Block shot for New York. Hart ahead for Payne. McBride defended by Mathurin. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Screen from Towns. 7 to shoot. Towns dumps it inside for Shamet. Shot clock is down to 2. Down to 1. All the way. Karl Anthony Towns making things happen for New York.
I didn't think there was enough time on the clock for Towns on that drive, but he's getting it done here in the paint.
33 now for Towns. 105-95 Knicks.
3 seconds inside by Bryant.
Mathurin floats it up. Rebounded by Hart. The Knicks are running. Hart leads the break. Drives into Shepard. Loses the ball. Siakam the other way. He thought he was going to get a foul call. Instead, it's an air ball out of bounds.
And right now, Indiana, they got to stop trying to bait calls and complaining about the officiating. Multiple times, guys have been upset. Got to stay focused, locked in. As Rick Carlisle is voicing his displeasure.
I have no clue what that sequence was with the Pacers. No clue what the heck that was. And I have no clue what Siakam just did. Why he chugged up a running shot towards the 3-point line. I have no clue what in the world all that sequence was for the Pacers in that moment. Yeah. Now watching this fourth quarter, I feel like that over is not going to hit. I think it's just going to go under now. There's plenty of time for it to possibly still happen, but I think it's going to go under the 234.5 that I got it at over on FanDuel at the time yesterday evening. But we'll see what happens. Man, Detroit is destroying Chicago. I can't believe this.
Game 2 of our TNT Tuesday doubleheader coming up. John Morant and the Grizzlies taking on Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Brian Anderson, Stan Van Gundy, Taylor Rooks. They've got you covered after we're done here in Indianapolis. Upcoming national TV schedule. Tomorrow, ESPN, Spurs and Celtics, Warriors and Mavs. Thursday night on TNT, we've got the Thunder and the Wolves. Friday on ESPN, the Ruffles NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. Jump shot doesn't go for Towns. Halliburton taps it over to Bryant. For more on these games, go to NBA.com or just visit the NBA app. 10-point game, just under 8 minutes to play. Nembhard back in using the Bryant screen. Nembhard off the hesitation, pump, short. Towns clears his 9th board of the night. They're crushing Indiana on the glass, and Shamet, early offense. He cans the corner J.
And the Knicks are crushing them in transition, as you said. Fast break, playing with pace against the Pacers.
So the lead is now up to 13 for New York. Bryant didn't see it coming. Payne steps in front. Payne reverses it home. The Knicks pulling away. 7:18 to go. 20 fast break points. They've got their largest lead of the night.
And the Knicks in transition, getting it done. 3-point line, attacking the basket. The Knicks have been running all night here in Indy.
So I wasn't sure how the game was going to flow for the Knicks just because OG was questionable throughout the day and whether or not he was going to play. But once he got ruled out, it all just depended on what was going to happen on the court. Turner was questionable as well, but he got ruled out. I think it was like 2 hours before the game, 3 hours before the game. So it was just like I just had that feeling like Siakam was going to do his thing. I didn't see Hart scoring, 25 plus points tonight, but I know the Knicks will take that. And you just, you weren't sure what Towns was going to do. He came off of having that rough game in the last game. So I'm just glad that he balled tonight, Hart balled tonight. And yeah, like things were just flowing in a specific way for the Knicks tonight. Eventually. And I'm glad that Halliburton was feeling himself. He was actually, doing what he could in this game. So, so yeah, I just got this feeling that maybe the Knicks will look to continue this trend in the next game, which is tomorrow at home against the Hawks. Maybe OG plays tomorrow night against the Hawks. So we'll see.
And in that first half, it was Karl-Anthony Towns. In the second half, it's been Josh Hart. Offensive rebounds, back cuts, strong drives, making himself available. And Cat and Hart are 21 of 32 from the field, most at the rim. And that's been the difference here in this game.
Let's get more from Stephanie.
Guys, I talked to Josh Hart about his rebounding prowess. He says, you know, you just have to have a will to go get the ball. He's so good at it. In fact, this is how good he is, guys. He's 17th in the NBA in rebounding, and he's one of only 4 players in the league averaging 14 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. And guess who the others are? I'll just tell you. Jokic, Antetokounmpo, and Sabonis.
Tremendous company.
Wow.
Hart gets inside and finishes once again. Josh Hart is putting up huge numbers.
And most of it's layups. I mean, he made 1 3-pointer as it looks like Walker turned the ball over there on that offensive possession, but Hart made 1 3-pointer shot, and the rest of his baskets have been at the rim in the paint.
He is 11 of 15 from the field, 28 points, 9 rebounds. They are outscoring the Pacers by 12 in the paint. Short Towns rebounded by Walker. No Miles Turner. The Knicks have taken advantage. Walker throws it down, and the foul.
Looks like Hart was a little slow getting back in transition. He crashed the offensive glass that last possession so hard. And trailing there, Walker able to get the open pass and the emphatic delivery there. 3-point play opportunity.
And that's number 5 on Karl Anthony Towns. They are doing this without Jalen Brunson. He picked up his 5th foul in the 3rd quarter. We have not seen him since. Cam Payne has done excellent work handling the point guard duties. 9 points. 7 assists. Towns, little euro around Bryant for 2.
And Indiana tried to go to a little zone right there, but Towns found that seam at the free throw line where you attack a zone. Just beautiful footwork.
Halliburton gives it up. Bryant set the screen, missed it on the roll. Bryant goes down and might be hurt. Trying to get up. Hart takes advantage. No resistance underneath. 30 points for Hart. Timeout Pacers. It is all Knicks. 4th quarter action controlled by New York.
I should have taken the Knicks on the +11 for the margin on FanDuel, because that actually might end up occurring. They might end up winning this game by 11+ points. They're up by 16 right now, currently with 5:39 left in the game. So, once again, I keep looking at the Detroit score. I just did not see them blowing out Chicago tonight on the road. But more so, once I found out that Turner was out, I should have literally just like taken the Knicks to win by +11, just as a off chance that would have happened.
The White Lotus welcomes you to Thailand. The award-winning HBO original series follows the exploits of various employees and guests at an exclusive Thai wellness resort over one highly transformative week. Don't miss the new season of the Emmy award-winning HBO original series, The White Lotus, streaming Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Max. 5:35 to go. Knicks up by 16 on Indiana. The drive by Nembhard, and he scoops it in.
And Smart, understanding Brunson back in the game with 5 fouls, go right at him. Might just be too little too late. Still time left. Imagine Indiana will try to make a push here these last 2 or 3 minutes.
Brunson back in. Shamet for 2.
And that's been the name of the game, dribble penetration. New York hasn't really shot a high volume of threes here tonight. It's been all drives to the rim.
Indiana has not lost consecutive games since late December. Walker on the spin. And it's rebounded by Hart. So he's got a double-double. Towns has got a double-double. Swing it. Brunson doesn't take the 3. Neesmith extends out to guard him. Towns screen. Bounce it and get it back. Shot clock down to 3, down to 2. Shamet, no good. Towns doing it himself. Karl Anthony Towns with Pacers around him. And Towns has been unflappable.
I mean, he's been dominant. 37 points. Drives to the rim, on the glass, 11 rebounds tonight. Such a big body, so strong. Walker giving up a lot of size right there. But what I've been impressed, I mean, he's been a double-double machine all season, Karl Anthony Towns. It's the assist. A couple no looks there in the first half in transition. A little point center action. Something like that.
Something like that. He looked over here at one point. Halliburton connects on a triple. Josh Hart, by the way, the first 30-10 game of his career. 30 points, 10 rebounds. Also has 5 assists. Hart continues to be a stat sheet stuffer. McBride, no look. 10 to shoot. Under 4 minutes to go. Towns, ball fake. Another. Yes, sir! Karl Anthony Towns. A tray. 40 for Towns. Nembhard, tough angle, kick, Neesmith. One and done for Indiana. And this has turned into a rout. Nembhard fouls Brunson at midcourt. And now the Pacers are going to make some changes with the second half of the back-to-back coming up.
Cat, little sidestep three. It's been that kind of night for him. Really doing everything on the offensive end. Been incredibly efficient, aggressive, unselfish. And with Brunson in foul trouble out of the game, it's all Karl Anthony Towns and his running mate, Josh Hart.
Jahlil Okafor signed to a 10-day contract. He's making his Pacer debut. And Towns just threw it out of bounds. Other changes, Johnny Furphy, the rookie out of Kansas, seeing his first action.
3 minutes left. Tibbs keeping his guys in the game. Hart, Towns, and Brunson not taking any risk here.
Layup goes for Ben Shepherd. But a whole lot of window dressing right now with the Knicks up big. 123 to 107. Swing it. Shamet. Excellent angle. Shamet getting around Toppin for 2.
And everybody getting in on the action, driving the defense, getting to the rim for the easy high percentage shots.
Turnover. Hart waits for his teammates. 2:27 to go, fourth quarter. Deep one. Towns missed it. Rebounded by Walker. Toppin gets it back for Walker. Teardrop doesn't go. Rebound. Okafor guides it. Furphy. Follow Toppin. No. Furphy. That won't go. Ooh. Rips it away from Towns. Johnny Furphy, the 19-year-old from Melbourne, Australia.
I like his energy.
Ball gets tipped by Shamet. Out of bounds. 1:58 to go. Chua will come back in, and that will do it for Karl Anthony Towns. What a night. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists.
And we talked before the game. You mentioned it. Tibbs said, don't go into the break on the break. Well, I'll tell you what, Towns came in focused, locked in, and showing why he was voted as an all-star starter this year.
Final minute 44. Achua, extra, McBride, book it, a 3. Knicks shoot 56% from the field. And now changes made by Tom Thibodeau. It's going to be the rookie Tyler Kolek out of Marquette checking in. We'll also see Ariel.
The over hit 234.5. It hit. I'll take the win.
5 assists and a steal. Knicks came in last in the NBA in bench scoring, but they got 15 from McBride, 11 from Shamet, and 9 from Payne.
And that's so crucial to this Knicks team. Obviously, their Achilles heel has been bench production, as you said, this season. So McBride being hot, Shamet, Payne contributing as well. Achua will go back to the bench when Anunoby comes back from his injury, but they're going to need those 3-4 guys to be big for them post All-Star break as they prepare for this postseason run.
And Matt Ryan is going to get some run for the final minute 34 for New York. $128 to 109. It was a Knicks takeover in the fourth quarter. Shamet to Ryan, rims out on a 3, rebounded by Furphy. Deep one, Toppin. Long rebound to Furphy, shovels it to Shepard for the open layup. Final minute of action. And the final meeting of the season between these two teams. Shamet scoops it up, no. Toppin the board. Pull-up jump for Toppin.
Denying it. Of course, Indiana, you know that Anunoby didn't play for New York, but they need Miles Turner. Miles Turner spaces the floor, rim protection. He would have been helpful against Karl Anthony Towns tonight.
Indiana had won 5 straight at home as Toppin soars for the Jam against New York. That includes the playoffs last year. So that streak comes to an end. It also creates a little more space between the 3 spot and the 4 spot in the Eastern Conference. 68 points in the paint tonight for the New York Knicks. 7-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Knicks will improve to 35 and 18 on the season. Indiana drops to 29 and 23. They'll absorb the shot clock violation. Knicks got it from some unexpected sources. And that's it. Knicks trying to trend upward heading into the All-Star break. They hand Indiana a 128 to 115 defeat and win the season series against the Pacers. Coming up, Grizzlies and Suns for Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy, the rest of our TNT crew. Ian Eagle saying goodbye from Indianapolis. After the break, we'll check in with Adam Lefkoe in our Atlanta studio. Memphis and Phoenix, second half of the doubleheader coming up. The NBA on TNT. Have a great night, everybody.
Definitely a good spot, really good spot for the Knicks. Pacers seemingly were in the game, but then lost momentum pretty much late the second quarter, and definitely in the third. Give me 1 second here. But yeah, like I said, definitely a good spot for the Knicks. They
does the child seem ready for bedtime? No.
And then
just played really well.
Well, in
Carl had 40. It was an interesting spot too, because like I said, in the comments, I didn't even know, I didn't see it. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but I didn't see Brunson having 4 fouls in the first half. And yeah, once he got his 5th, and I just didn't even know that. I didn't even realize that Coach Tibbs left him out the rest of the third and most of the fourth. So yeah, it was just like, man, like that was just a wild, that was really seriously like a wild thing to see happen. But it worked out because, you know, Carl really stepped up and
some of basketball's
did his
greatest,
thing, so
playing at the top of their
yeah,
game.
it worked out.
While all of us are sitting on the edge of our seats. Grizzlies Suns
But
next on TNT.
all in all,
and I have Tourette syndrome. Phelan has
all in all,
the more severe case
good
of
game, good win for the Knicks. See what happens. I don't think the Pacers win.
All new Monday at 9. See it first on TLC. Still have moderate to severe
Oh, you know what? I'm up here talking and I didn't even pause the. No wonder it was sold out. That's what I was trying to say. I'm up here trying to say various things and wasn't paying attention to the fact that I still had the thing playing. But like I said, all in all, good win for the Knicks. We'll see what happens. Do the Pacers play tomorrow? They play Washington tomorrow on the road, so that should be interesting. They might go into Washington and blow out Washington tomorrow. But yeah, good enough game. Like I said, I took the over at 234.5. It went up to 241 if I remember correctly, and I think they pretty much went over that number for the game tonight. Yeah, they just went over they hit 243, so that's pretty much, yeah. Either way, if you took in the 234.5 or the 240, it cashed for you. So, but I'm about to be out. I'm about to hit the bed, and then I'll be doing a live stream to talk about these 15 games tomorrow in the morning. Tomorrow, roughly 8 or 9 o'clock a.m., whichever comes first. So be on the lookout for that stream if you're interested in my thoughts and my 2 lock picks and my picks in general for these games to come tomorrow. But I'm out. Stay safe, stay humble. I will hopefully talk to you all tomorrow morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'll holler at y'all later, guys. Peace.